So the precast panels are able to incorporate other systems mainly due to their thermal mass and also the way that concrete can be molded and form around different building components. So one of the integrations we have is hydronic radiant heating and cooling. We have loops of tubing placed in the upper width of our floor sandwich panel that allow us to provide heating in the winter mainly, but also a little bit of extra cooling in the summer if we need it as well. And those are all embedded in the concrete, and they're embedded deep enough into the concrete that we get a very uniform surface temperature out of that system. The same thing occurs in the roof panels. We have a hydronic radiant loop. It's about in the middle of that 7-inch layer of precast concrete, and that allows it to distribute outward uniformly, so we get a nice uniform interior temperature on the surface of our ceiling, specifically for cooling, but we also have some heating capacity there as well. Another integration we have is with the wall panels and the fact that we're putting electricity through the different concrete layers and integrating lighting on the outer layer and normal line voltage power for outlets and switches on the interior layer of the wall panels. So that exterior layer has small conduit placed in it where we can put a 1-watt LED integrated into the pattern to highlight very specific areas of the pattern on that exterior facade. While the inner layer is more traditionally powered so that we have outlets, light switches, other things like that embedded within the panels themselves so that those can ship with power in there, and we just have to connect them when they get on site in Denver and then back in St. Louis.
So with our design, most of the house is made out of precast concrete materials. We have 4 different precasters and various different components that each are making. So the one company is doing the footings and outriggers, which support the gutters as well as the majority of the house. They're also producing the roof panels. And then another company is doing the floor panels. Another company in Tennessee is doing the wall panels, and one company in Illinois is doing the gutters, vertical and horizontal concrete gutters. So with all of those different components, we didn't really find one precaster who could donate or supply all of our different elements. So we reached out to multiple different precasters in the initial design concepts and design initiatives of the project. So with that, we came to these 4 different precasters. In addition to that, there's a light gauge steel core that is in the middle of the house. It's about 12 foot by 13 foot by about 8 foot tall. And this houses all of the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing facets of the house that keep the house running or are able to run everything, basically. It houses the bathroom, so shower, toilet, sink, and on the back wall of that same wall is the kitchen, which leads out to an island in the living room. And this is where our refrigerator, dishwasher, sink, freezer, everything is on that same plumbing wall. There's also a mechanical closet that houses our main HVAC unit and a washer and dryer room, as well as closets that go into the bedrooms. So that's a really integral part of the house, which is why it's called the core. With our wall panels, we have electrical wiring running through the actual sandwich panels in the ductile material, which is the outer layer of our wall panel. And we have a LED lighting system that lights up the facade of the house at night. So that's a really cool aspect. It goes into our concept of highlighting some of the concrete components of the house. And in our roof and floor panels, we have radiant heating and cooling that's integrated into the actual structure of the concrete. So that was a big component, figuring out the placement of that and how it is integrated into the structure of those panels.